it's important to make a distinction to understand the difference between grace and gratitude. There are many people that focus all the time to have gratitude for where you've been, to have gratitude for what you've done, to have gratitude for all that's been given to you to get you to this space. And the way I explain grace is to be aligned with the narrative of benevolence behind all things. And so they kind of sound similar, but they're not the same. And I want to explain the difference, because when your heart tunes in to a chord of grace, it will manifest one thing. And when it tunes into a chord of gratitude, gratitude is a different tool that will manifest something entirely different. In fact, within the celestial orchestration of different parts of the Almighty and the different spaces, dimensions from where everything emanates, there was an early aspect of things becoming polarized and having diversity, and things were still, there was freedom, but they were still very, very clear, and there wasn't that much differentiation. And then there was a separate era where everything got broken down and more diverse, and allowed for greater amounts of chaos, greater amounts of darkness. And so I will allude to this separation, this separate era, as a curtain, a separate curtain, okay? What is grace in the first era behind that curtain? When it translates through that curtain of increased diversity, polarities, and chaos, it becomes gratitude. Gratitude is a reincarnation of grace. But gratitude is that I have gone through darkness, I've experienced the dark, I was lost, and now I see. I've witnessed what it is to be without, and now I can recognize within. I've been through adversity, and I can see the beauty in what was, what befell me. Grace is, I have never lost cognizance. My heart had never detached from the space of recognizing that all is created in benevolence, and nothing in existence has jurisdiction in my space that is not for benevolent good. It's a conviction of the heart. Grace is a singularity. All is benevolent. Gratitude is based on polarity. It requires drama in order to manifest. I must go into exiled consciousness. I must go through difficulty. I must have been disconnected and without in order to now witness and see. And so those who cherish and hold tight to gratitude, measure for measure, manifest on their journey more narratives of drama, of struggle. Because it is necessitated by the polarity that is inbred within the construct of gratitude. And gratitude is wonderful for one thing. When I do something that is unfortunate, when negativity or I was seduced into doing something that was out of alignment with my true self, when bad things, not bad, but more primitive things take hold and take root, when I can find gratitude, and gratitude has the power to turn what was unredeemed into redeemed, to realign what was misaligned back into direct connectivity with an eternal progression. Gratitude allows me to thank the darkness for teaching me so poignantly the beauty of the light. And in doing so, uplift the dark as well into the narrative of eternity's progression. Gratitude is a tool of a profoundly dynamic spiritual person to use and wield like a sword, that I can combat any darkness, any dark agency, anything that is in disconnect and discord, and uplift it, because within that fine stroke it encompasses, it lassos all and makes them bit part characters in my progression of actualized true love. And so in that regard, it is the Ace of Swords. It is the ultimate trump card. It uplifts all. It puts a punctuation mark on the adversity. But once that's performed, we must enter into a space of grace. And we must sustain that space of grace. Because gratitude in of its own will only attract more polarities. I must enter into disconnect. I must enter into opposition. I must enter into drama in order to have a manifested action of gratitude. When I stay within the stream of the call of grace, of eternity's kiss, of that benevolence that initiated all of existence, and I sustain and stay tuned and locked into that stream, and I exude that stream, and I dance the steps and to the rhythm of that stream, it is a singularity. It harmonizes everything. All of existence begins to become uniform to that singularity stream of a progression of love. And that's what I begin to attract in my circle, measure for measure. Now, I will tell you that it's not a coincidence that prevailing religions of the world, they put a lot of energy and a lot of their dogma and teachings, they put a lot into the narrative of recognition. Because religions are more relevant when there is a dark, when there is a threat, when there is an opposition. And so when you're combating the dark, you need to redeem it through recognition. But the individuals that started religions, the individuals that were illuminated and plugged in, those individuals, they stayed in grace. They taught grace. They tried their damnedest to not disconnect from grace. And so what I hope to impart is that in this call of grace, to recognize this clarity, to sustain this clarity and embrace it, like you're dancing with the unknown. You know, like a child swinging on the bars at the playground, and he just lets go and jumps into your arms because he knows that you're going to catch him. And that knowingness with the unknown, because when you're dancing with a partner that's familiar, that you know, that you trust, that you love, then you can let go. And grace is letting go. You don't need a narrative of what you're not in order to show what you are. You just are. And you're glorious, and you're being so.